What is good, Nymfam? I am back with your weekly FPL Eye Test in a week where VAR controversy reigned, defences suffered, and Sheffield United finally won a game. Can you believe it? Who is it we should be looking out for next game week? So with that, let's take a look and see who passed the eye test ahead of Game Week 12 and check out my early transfer plans. So let's get into this. We spoke a little about Kudus as an option on my locked-in stream last Friday, and he didn't disappoint. He caught the eye test midweek when he scored against Arsenal with a fantastic goal, and boy did he follow that up with his goal against Brentford. He then went on to set up Bowen. Well, it was kind of Kudus almost scored, it hit the woodwork and it bounced off and Bowen tucked it away, but he looked fantastic. He must now have played his way into a regular slot in this West Ham side. At just 6.5 million and Forest and Burnley up next, you could not ask for better fixtures. If you want to pump for a few weeks, then Kudus may just be your man. If I didn't have Bowen, well, in fact, even with Bowen, I'm considering him. A note on Brentford, I feel like I say this every week, but they are just ticking away nicely. Good job. If you are one of the ones that kept Mbeumo, fair play to you. But we're left wondering, were Arsenal cheated? With Burnley up next, we were all hoping to see a bit of a fight from Arsenal in the Newcastle matchup, and that didn't come to pass, did it? Let's be honest. Both teams were particularly weak, and the ref had an absolute clanger. VAR officials this weekend, wow, just wow. I'm an Arsenal fan, as you guys know, but I do feel there could have been reds on both sides of the pitch, both for Bruno and Havertz. But I have to admit, I really don't understand how that Gordon goal stood. There was a gap where the ball was out and Gabriel was clearly fouled. But you know what? Either way, I felt that if Havertz may have gone off when he should have got the red card, then Newcastle was slightly stronger at that period in the game, so they may have scored anyway. Look, I feel maybe a draw would have been the right result in the end. It was what it was. Let's just agree to say that neither of the teams really came across in the best light. That said, with both teams diminished by injury, I do feel like Newcastle were the better side just on the eye test than Arsenal. News needed on Burn owners like myself, and I still would consider the likes of Saka and Nketiah for the next game week against Burnley for a couple of reasons. Arteta will want to bounce back, especially at home, and he will go hard like he did against Sheffield United. And whatever players he has available to him attacking, I think he'll play them. If you want to hear my thoughts on City and Haaland, then stay tuned. That's coming up shortly, my little buddy buckets. But first, Archer strikes back. We haven't seen that much from Archer, to be honest, since his goal in Game Week 4 against Everton. This weekend, Sheffield United and Archer bounced back. With the emergence of Nketiah, Calvert-Lewin, and the rotation risk of Pedro and Ferguson, people have been considering upgrading this 4.5 third forward spot. And I don't hate it, to be honest. But what I will say is that Sheffield United have Brighton, Bournemouth and Burnley in their next 3. If they want to stay up this season, then they have to go all in these 3 fixtures. It could give the likes of Archer a bit more of a chance to string a few game weeks together of returns. But let's face it, will any of us be brave enough to play him over the alternatives I just discussed? Probably not. So that has to be weighed up also when you're considering that third forward spot. I might be considering selling Archer myself. If you'd like to see my early transfer plans, I'll be bringing them to you very shortly. But let's be honest, when we saw that Manchester City were playing Bournemouth at home, 89.1% of us thought we stood a chance of repeating Haaland's haul of last week, and we captained him. We also likely seen a large win in Manchester City's favour. What we did not factor in was the Doku effect. The guy is an absolute superstar. When he gets regular game time in this Manchester City squad, we are all going to want to own him. 1 goal and 4 assists, and to be honest, he could have had loads more. However, let's see if this makes him a mainstay in that City side before getting excited about bringing in this 6.5 million midfield City asset. Yes, okay, they won't be playing Bournemouth at home every week, but City have their mojo back, and we said it would happen in these eye test videos, and it has. However, circling back to Haaland, he just didn't get in on the act at all. Doku and Silva ran the show. Teams are so focused on marking Haaland at this point, it just gives so much space for other City players. Haaland did go off at half-time with a twist in his ankle. Pep has said that he was taken off cautionarily. Pep said he didn't want to take risks, and to be honest, I agree. City were heavily dominating at this point, so it makes total sense. Pep also went on to say he'll be back maybe Tuesday, but maybe next Sunday. Really helpful, Pep, just, sticking a pin on when that will exactly happen, but it doesn't look like it's serious, and it does look like that he will be playing next game week for game week 12. Though it won't stop many of us wondering if it's time to follow those that have sold Haaland. Let's see if we get more of an update as the week goes on. If you're looking for help with your FPL team though, please do check out the sponsors of this video, Fantasy Football Fix, where you can follow the world's best FPL managers team reveals live. Link is in the description below. Before I get into Eze being back, I just want to say I did give a mention to Ayew in last week's video. I know it's unlikely anyone went for him, but it really is target Burnley at the moment. But Eze is now back from injury for Palace, and he came on for a cameo and got an assist. Palace have Everton, Luton, West Ham and Bournemouth in the next 4 fixtures, and we know Eze is the attacking talisman of the Eagles team, so he could be worth some consideration. Just a little special mention to Palace defence though, Anderson right up there yet again, and those who own Mitchell will be very, very happy to have his points with only his 2nd goal of his whole career, but taken very, very well, I must say. Right, with all of that info, let's get into my team and possible transfers. Well, where my goalkeepers suffered last game week, Johnson bounced back this game week with a fabulous 9 points against Burnley, much needed given the rest of my defence. And I guess we ought to talk about that defence, even though I really don't want to. Everything I touch at the moment, my defence seems to turn to utter crap. Tsimikas came in for the injured Botman and got benched, came on for a 1-pointer. Burn was the only one of the Newcastle defenders not to get a clean sheet because he went off injured at half-time and only got 1.2. Udogie may not even play tonight. It's an absolute shower show at the moment. In midfield, I was hoping Bowen would show up after going big against Arsenal midweek. He didn't go big, but he did get a goal. It was a poacher goal, but we'll take the 7 points. Luiz and Salah disappointed with no returns in what should have been easy fixtures for both of them to get a little something. And so now all my hopes are on the Spurs lads to save me this evening. Up front, Ollie Watkins has been terrible since I bought him. Let's not beat around the bush. What is it with Villa's away form at the moment? It's just terrible. And as we all know, Haaland as my captain went off injured at half-time for just the 1 point. I'd like to say I'm upset about this, but City romped 6-1. And this is where we have to look at it objectively and say that's what's called the right call, because City went mad. But it was the unlucky outcome because Haaland was not only not involved, but went off at half-time. All of that means I'm currently on 26 points. It's only 3 points over my worst game week ever, and that's a red arrow to 877,624. I need a minor miracle at this point. Just a shout out to my bench. I left a fair amount of points there. However, I was unlikely to ever play Archer, and Kabore was very deep on my bench because he was against Liverpool, so I was never really going to play him there. With that, let's take a look at my early transfer plans for Game Week 12, and I really would like some more Arsenal in my team against Burnley. I don't really want to sell Maddison, but Maddison to Saka looks like it could be a bit of a shout for me, and then Udogie or Burn to Lascelles is my likely move for a -4 just to free up the extra cash that I would need to move Maddison to Saka. But I haven't ruled out Nketiah in for Archer and dropping Maddison to Mitoma this week. Obviously, Spurs play tonight, so I'll have my eyes peeled on Maddison for form and just overall eye test. But I will be wildcarding in the next few weeks. I could do it this week, but again, I'm not so keen on it just at the moment with the fixtures. I'm thinking maybe next week into international break or even game week 14. It's coming. Like, it is very much needed. My team needs a refresh now. It likely won't be for this game week unless we get some major injury news between now and the deadline. it will likely be for game week 13 or game week 14. But it's definitely on the horizon. It's going to happen very, very soon. So maybe this is my opportunity to hop off of Maddison for a few weeks. And then I have the opportunity, of course, to get him back on my wildcard. Something to think about. Let me know what you guys would do in the comments below. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and join the Nim fam. We're on the road to 10k. We're really not that far off 7k now, so you'd really be helping me out. Until next time, Nimfria out.